So you want to learn web development, but how do you actually learn it? If you asked me this question a few months ago, I would have said go learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then maybe given you a web developer roadmap that kind of guided you on to what the next steps are for a front end or a back end developer role. But I actually don't think that answers your question, or at least that's not the whole answer to the question. So in this video, I want to share everything I know about learning and how I learn web development concepts and languages and all that stuff. Now, I won't be going over what you should learn, but hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have some processes and techniques for learning yourself, and then also have some idea on how to choose what to learn next. Before I dive in, I want to say that learning is hard. There's going to be times when you're going to feel overwhelmed, you're going to get stuck, and you're going to make mistakes, like a lot of mistakes. And I know how that feels. I've been a developer for 5+ years and I still feel all of those things. I definitely feel overwhelmed because there's just so much to learn out there, and there's just so much that I want to learn. I want to make it okay that you can take breaks. Like, it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to be stuck. After all this time, I've realized it's not because I'm a bad developer that I don't understand the concept. It's because I'm learning, and that's okay. It should be hard and it should be a little bit of a struggle. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I just want to acknowledge that feeling. I'm going to get off the soapbox and I'm going to talk about the two ways that I go about learning, and that's through practice and reflection. With practice, I had this misconception that all I had to do was build side projects. You know, in my mind, building side projects made sense because I'd gone through so many tutorials and I felt this kind of tutorial purgatory, tutorial hell thing where you just consume information and you never actually know how to build anything from it. So that's why I've always said go learn, go and build side projects. But that's not everything. Courses and documentation are there for a reason. And that's because you can't really build a side project if you don't have any of that foundational knowledge. Again, that's where courses and reading documentation helps, and just learning the syntax really helps in this situation, because practicing is a little bit about memorization. It's about memorizing kind of the foundational knowledge you need, but then also applying that knowledge to solve different situations. And I would say it's really okay to bounce between all of these different forms of resources, but also different topics as well. Interleaving and varying practice have actually shown to deepen your understanding of a concept. It kind of forces you to choose a lot of different, or to expose yourself to a lot of different scenarios, and you can take what you've learned in one of these scenarios and apply that solution to another problem. And that's not something you get when you just learn HTML, CSS, or JavaScript kind of one at a time. And contrary to developer roadmaps, learning isn't a set of sequential steps. It's a jumble of like bouncing back and forth between topics, having some foundational knowledge, and then being able to just go down rabbit hole if you really want. So that's why I think it's awesome to go learn different things at one time. You don't need to kind of choose one topic and go all the way down there. Now, the problem with interleaving and varying practice is that it's going to be really slow, and it's going to feel really weird, because there's times when I want to understand something completely before I move on to the next topic, but this idea kind of forces me to not do that and to go learn something even when I haven't really understood that other thing. So it definitely feels very strange, and if you feel overwhelmed, take a break. And taking breaks actually really helps because A, you let your mind rest a little bit, but also you kind of force yourself to forget the concept. And the next time you go try and learn that, you have to recall that bit of information. And recollection actually helps reconsolidate that information in your brain and helps form those connections. So recalling is really helpful in the process of learning. You never want to leave too much time where you have to relearn all this material, but you definitely want to leave enough time where it doesn't feel like you're just constantly repeating resources, or you're not like repeating a lesson over and over again. So a day break in between sessions, or maybe just a good night's sleep, is a good amount of time between learning sessions. So what does that look like in practice? So for me, I will generally set out some time. So I normally do an hour, but if I'm not feeling it, or if my brain is just not working that day, I'll try and sit down for maximum 15 minutes. And what I'll do in that session is have a goal in mind. So I'll start with a side project. If I'm just learning about a new thing, then I might go and start with a course or read some documentations. And as I'm going through that step, I'll note down any questions or any nouns or words that I just don't understand. and then I'll stop what I'm doing and go find out about that thing. So an example is working on a Phoenix framework project. I'm kind of learning Elixir still, and there's this term called umbrella project that I just don't understand. So I would stop what I'm doing and go Google about that concept. And if it's super interesting, I'll just keep Googling stuff around that, and I might never come back to what I was working on. And that's another weird thing about this kind of journey, is it's all about learning and it's not about finishing anything in particular. Obviously, if there's a deadline that you need to meet, like if it's for work, then yes, you will probably need to stop going down a rabbit hole and go fix that thing. But if your primary goal is to learn, then it's totally okay to be able to bounce between things and to not get as much done as you want in that session. After a practice session, so say you've just written some code or you finished a tutorial or a course, it's a great idea to go reflect on what you've done. And reflection is a great learning tool because it forces you to elaborate on a concept and put it in your own words. And you can only really put something in your own words when you actually understand that concept. And blog posts are a great way to go and reflect on something, because publishing a blog post forces you to answer a lot of the questions that others might have, like such as why did I do this thing, how did I do it, or why is it different than someone else's thing. And by answering these questions, you gain a deeper understanding of your subject. But blog posts might not be for everyone. If you don't want to do this, and it's totally fine, I would still suggest writing a reflection at the end of the day or at the end of a learning session. And that's actually what I do after every learning session for me. So I'll answer 3 questions in my reflection. What did I do, or what did I learn that day? What was the result? Did I break something? Did I learn something amazing? And then what would I do differently? And all of these questions kind of force me to put what I've just learned in my own words, but also how it fits with my mental model, how it fits with like how I kind of view the world as a programmer. Having a mental model helps you solve different problems in different scenarios because they all match a similar pattern. And I totally understand that if you're new to this, or if you're an early in career developer, you might not have a mental model. I think in lieu of a mental model, a checklist is actually a great substitute, or at least a great place to start. For example, when I was debugging the other day, I realized that I have this mental model in my head that matches kind of situations where I've seen these bugs. But what I really do is run through the same set of steps, such as, okay, if I turn this flag off, what will happen? If I run this test, what will happen? And as I go through these checks, I kind of drill down to what that issue is. And that's really what a checklist is. And I don't think it fully replaces a mental model, but I think it's a great place to start. Setting aside mental models and reflection, let's talk about the very last thing, and that's choosing what to learn. So Jason Lengsdorf, a developer advocate from Netlify, has a great quote that I love, and that's play until it pays.
For me, learning is a matter of pursuing what's interesting, right? And so I say it all the time, like play until it pays. And what I mean by that is that you should be going after the things that are interesting to you and trying to just go a little bit deeper on all of them.
Essentially, he talks about finding something that interests you and just following that interest and just seeing where it takes you. Because there's a lot of developer jobs in many different spaces, like there's not just JavaScript, there's plenty of other stuff out there. And choosing what's interesting helps because learning is really hard, so you want to make that barrier to entry as small and as low as possible. And obviously there's still a lot of stuff out there. It doesn't really help combat that overwhelm. Like, how do you know what's interesting if you have to choose between a bunch of things? And I think that's where choosing a goal or having an idea of what you want to do actually helps. So if you want to be a React developer, well, you're going to go learn about React and JavaScript, and you're not going to go learn about Ruby, for example. And the final point that I have is learning is not sequential. Like, you don't need to follow a developer roadmap from A, B, and C. You can bounce between lots of different topics. And this idea of like following what is interesting to you actually fits really well with this kind of worldview of learning. You just kind of go down the rabbit hole or just choose what's fun and what's interesting. And that actually helps build up your knowledge because you're varying and interleaving your practice and you're exposing yourself to many different scenarios. That is everything that I know about learning through practice and through reflection. And then choosing what to learn is really just about following that interest and finding a goal and an outcome that you want. So let me know in the comments if this video helped you, share what you're learning or how you learn. I hope you enjoy this video. I will see you next time. Bye.